What's good, YouTube? Coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden. I apologize if the audio isn't the best. I know I've had some coaching calls and they've said the audio kind of comes in and out, but we'll try to make do. I got some massive updates for you today. So let's get into it. But before we do, as always, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research as well. Also, as you know, we got the private group. We have a YouTube way of joining and a sort of Patreon way of joining to get access to our Discord. You'll notice the Patreon version is $5 cheaper per month. Do with that as you will. Remember, this is for the white glove service, all of that coaching and support. Now, I want to start today by talking a bit about Linea. I'm probably not going to say this word right, but who cares? I got some comments on how I pronounce Solana. My number one topic here is to make sure we get the information to you correctly. So Linea had a massive upgrade. They've reduced a ton of their gas fees, around 66%. And as such, it is now becoming even more lucrative for people to farm. And it's sort of risen to the top of people's list. Now, I want to sort of bring this to your attention. So I'm going to turn this sound off. Is the reality is, remember, guys, you've got to sort of focus on what's important. I'm going to do a video right after this talking about that. But for Linea, there has been one real important strategy for us, and that has been to get as much Linea experience as possible, or LXP. LXP is a token that you can earn by doing multiple Linea initiatives. It's soul bound, so you cannot, for example, get some and send it to somebody else. Back at the sort of start of this DeFi season in early December, they had a massive campaign called the Linea Voyage going on. I'll show you that in a second. But as a result, it to date is the biggest contributor of LXP. Now, if you want to know how much LXP you have, I put the links to everything I'm going to show in the description below. But if you go to lineascan.build and you type in the wallet address, you hit search, it's kind of their explorer. What you do is you look for this token and you click on this and you scroll down and you see here, to date, I have 1,041 LXP. Now, this is important because you want to know exactly where you are. A lot of people farm sort of just reading people's tweets, and if you're not following the right people, you're going to get some really bad advice. My recommendation, as always, is to look at this. I do see some comments that you can find it in your MetaMask wallet. It only shows up in your MetaMask wallet if you've added it. So that's why I want you guys to know. And remember, everything I show in this video and this channel is to really give you an idea of how to be self-sufficient. I want you to get comfortable going to the explorers of every chain you're on. I get people asking me all the time, Layer Zero, is this a Layer Zero transaction? Well, why don't you go into Layer Zero Explorer, put in your wallet address, and see if that transaction shows up. My whole thing here is, once again, so yes, sometimes it'll show up in MetaMask. In this case, you have to add it. I know I had to add it specifically, but you can always find out by going to the Explorer page. And the Explorer page, if you type in the wallet, will tell you what tokens exist there and what transactions you've done. So with that being said, there are some couple things I want to go through. So this is the Linea Voyage. This ended already. This was started in November, ended already. However, there are extra ways that you can earn LXP. It's still going on, so it's not too late, but you have to know what to look for. You can't just be doing everything. So if you go to the Linea Build website, so this you can find on their Twitter. I've linked this in the description. There are a ton of things that you can do. Oh, great. Wow. Incentivize public mainnet on Linea. Great. So you can check that out. That's great, right? If you can find all these things. What you've got to do, though, is click on Get XP and find out what actually provides you with LXP. Super important. So you can see here, there's only one active campaign that will definitively get you LXP. This one gets you 200. And as you can see here, if you scroll to the bottom, the biggest campaign so far got you 1,110 to 2,260, depending on when you joined. I joined, I think, week 3 or 4, which was like end of November. That's why I only got 1,000 LXP when I combined it with some other stuff. So this campaign is still active. To do this campaign and what's relevant to you is really task 4 and 5, which is bridging your ETH or USDT using the ZK bridge to the Linea ecosystem. That's the specifics. Everything else is just sort of win 600K. You can do all that stuff. Please focus on 4 and 5. Okay. Also, launching tomorrow, and this is very important to you guys, there will be the Linea Park where your Web3 gaming adventures begin. So I'm going to link that in the description below as well. It's going to start, and by the way, here it's very important because you will be able to gain a lot more LXP. So I'm going to look for where exactly it is, but here we go. Each week, as we unveil a new park zone, we will introduce quests. These quests will include 2 tasks, a basic task and a bonus task where you can win LXP. There you go. That's what you got to do, because if you do that stuff, that is how you're going to up your airdrop, okay? That's very important. Now, on top of that, if you go to Windsor, you can see your LXP balance as well. And also, it doesn't hurt to hit up some of the metrics here, right? So get up the monthly transactions, get up your contracts, get up your volume. I've kept this low in the past because the Linea gas fees were massive, but now that they have been reduced by 66%, I will start hitting this a little harder. That being said, if you do the Linea campaigns like this Linea build or the Linea Park, this is how you're going to just blaze through and get this stuff without just doing a bunch of BS transactions back and forth. So that's sort of the plan there. Now, I made a tweet the other day. One of the things I find about my Twitter is it's sort of hit or miss. Like, I don't have the active following where it's sort of worth it for me to post on Twitter all the time, but it's definitely a way better forum for me to get you guys updated, especially when I'm traveling. So this one, I don't know if you guys remember Office Space, right? The O face. Well, I posted this because Obverse Finance has done another campaign. So Obverse Finance has their O points campaign where you earn O points. In this case, you can win up to an extra 148 bonus O points for doing these transactions. And basically, it's for StarkNet, it's bridging to and from StarkNet, 6 transactions in total, and the same thing for Scroll. 6 transactions there, 6 transactions back, from any sort of network to another. And it's always in ETH. So check that out, because I think this is a very high potential airdrop, one you don't want to fade, and it's better than sort of just doing it through other transactions. So this is a good opportunity to get those up. And what I learned on the other video before in the live was, if you ever get to a point where you have done enough of these, you've got these cards highlighted, you can click on them, flip them, and earn more points. So I'm sitting at 815 O points. I got 4 NFTs that are relevant to Obverse Finance. One that was recent, as I believe it was for the Lunar New Year. So that's pretty cool. One more thing I want to explain here is CeeLo. So CeeLo is known for those of us who've done the layer 0 airdrop farming as probably one of the most annoying source chains, because it's pain. Now, it's sort of the environmental ecosystem, let's just call it that. And they just started on Galaxy. So they're very, very small. They're only 5,000 space users. When I did this campaign and posted it in the private group this morning, it was it was triple digits, like 500 or 600. But start following them, do this campaign. It's going to be, I don't want to say very profitable, but let's just say these campaigns, when they're underfarmed, big opportunity. Make sure you check it out. I think this is really, really good. In more important news today is around Pixel. So I've talked about Pixel in the past. I made a sort of video series, 2 different videos, as somebody who never played Pixel, never knew anything about it, and then jumping in for 2 weeks, playing it, doing the sort of minimum. And I ended up actually getting a decent sized bag. As a sort of reminder, I got 7,334 tokens. And they got Mario actually to come on and talk a bit about it. They've got some insane number of active users. They listed their token on Binance. It went public this morning on sort of Binance. And then they also opened up their Ronin DEX their DEX called Katana to add that to it too. So what was really cool, and while I was flying, while I was actually on the airplane, so I always buy Wi-Fi, I got an announcement that they actually went one step further, and I fumbled this one. I didn't think about it. I should have. If you had even staked one Ronin, they gave out 183 pixel. So they were giving out Ronin to people who staked. They were giving out pixel to people who staked Ronin token, and Ronin token wasn't that expensive at the time. At this point, it's too late. Like, you cannot stake it to earn more, because the way they've done it is they gave up half of the airdrop to them right now, and the other half is in 1 month, and it's based on sort of how much of that amount that you originally staked that you kept. So I think that's really cool. They have up to 3 months if you haven't done it already to claim, and to claim it, you just got to go in your inbox. So unlike other airdrops, if you're actually playing the game and stuff, well, it's there for you. So if you haven't touched Pixel but you staked Ronin, hey, it's in your Pixel account. So check that out. I thought it was really cool what the team had done, and they did something very similar to what Celestia did, right? One Celestia token, um, close to what Dimension did. One Celestia token got you 205 Dimension tokens, and Pixel right now is sitting at 61 cents. So at 183, like, let's just round it to 200. That's a free $120, and a Ronin token was like $3 or $4. So pretty nice. For those of you who are wondering about what I did, I basically went to Katana earlier today. I traded off a lot of my Pixel token. It came out to an average of 50 cents after everything's said and done. Could have been higher for sure. Do I regret it? No, because you never know with a project like this, especially since I have built up a situation on Pixel where I can earn about 10-ish pixels per day from doing relatively nothing. So I figured, hey, if that bank's gonna keep running, I'm okay getting rid of this at 50 cents. For me, that was more Ethereum. So I put that into Ethereum and bridge it out. So I'm very happy there. For those of you who do have Pixel who are considering selling, I've linked the DEX where you can swap Pixel to your WETH. And once you've done that, all you got to do is bridge it out and pay the fee on the Ethereum mainnet to claim. Two more important announcements, and then we'll go to the next video. It's almost February 20th over here. It's like literally like close to midnight. It's like 10 p.m. So 2 hours from midnight. But just so you guys remember, I won't be able to make a video tomorrow. I will be in 14 hours straight of meetings. Please go in here over the next 9 days and claim your next three NFTs. So if you have 3 or more NFTs on ZK Sync, that's one. If you've used more than $5 in fees on ZK Sync, you got that. And if you've done $1,000 in transaction volume, then you got that, as well as if you've been using ZK Sync for over 3 months. So I plan on getting all of these. As a reminder, make sure you change your gas settings. Otherwise, you're going to pay $7. You can get that down to like 50 cents if you do it properly. I made the mistake last time, so I'm just letting you guys know. For those of you who don't have enough NFTs, just remember, you can go to a website like Merkley, mint the NFT, and don't bridge it, and you're good to go. Just keep it on your account. Fantastic. It's some joke, whatever. But this way, you don't have to go and buy something off a random marketplace, okay? And finally, much more importantly, we got the alt layer claim going live in 11 hours. So in 11 hours, if you have registered, which I hope you have, because I reminded you multiple times to go and register all your wallets. So I have to go in here tomorrow and log into a couple wallets and claim my alt layer airdrop. Here is my recommendation, by the way. For those of you, I know it's going to come in the comments, not financial advice, all right? I would not sell right away. In fact, alt layer might be more of a dimension airdrop than some other airdrops. So this is my recommendation. I am personally not going to be selling my alt layer because I believe the alt layer will go up. I believe it's more technology that's going to be utilized. It's more of a dimension kind of airdrop than some other like sort of junky kind of airdrop. That being said, if you want to take profit, when I take profit now, if I'm doing it, I put that stuff into Ethereum because Ethereum or Solana, as people want me to call it, is probably better suited. The one thing I will call out, I see in the chat, is, yes, those ZK24 NFTs are not affiliated. However, it is a collaboration. So as a reminder, Hypercomic is doing a collaboration with ZK Sync. It is not a specific ZK Sync one. However, remember, we are trying to improve our ZK Sync footprint. So if you look at my video on what you do for ZK Sync, I have a ton of priority activities. This is not one of them. I think I have it, if it's one, at the very bottom at the D tier. So take a look at that video if you really want to be on top of it, because the people in our group are like top 10, top 15% ZK Sync in just a week or so. Anyways, guys, I'm going to jump to the next video, but please, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.